What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, freshly made, cheesy, meaty, amazing grilled Italian sausage coil covered with a red sauce and some cheese. Coming up. This is some meat. Ooh. Pat it dry. And what I got here is some pork picked up at the local grocery store. We got some chunks of some pork butt, as well as some chunks of pork belly. I usually like to do this because that way we have a really good fat ratio. And because they're already cubed up means we really don't have to do much knife work. But of course you could just pick up a pork butt, debone it, cube it up yourself, or just pick up whatever cuts are available. As long as you have a good fat ratio. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. But if you wanted to be more specific, you could get some pork fat back and some really lean cuts of pork and kind of dial in a perfect 70-30 or whatever you're after. But over the years, I've found that you don't need to be too precise and you can still put out some really good sausage. So I'm just gonna go through and take any of these really big pieces and cut them down a little bit just to make sure they fit in the meat grinder. And if you see anything weird, now is the time to trim it away. But because I'm using the big grinder today, these don't really need to be that small. And just like that, all cubed up, I did weigh this meat just now so I can make my calculations for my spice mix. But before we grind this up, I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for a little bit just to get nice and cold to ensure we get a nice clean grind. And while we wait, let's go ahead and get our spices ready for this Italian sausage. Starting with some kosher salt, some black pepper, some fennel, some dry basil, and some red chili flakes. Trying to keep this one pretty simple today. And for a binder, I'm going in with some dry milk powder. And for a fresh sausage like this, we really don't need to add a binder. But because we're gonna be cooking this pretty hot and fast on the grill, I'm a little worried about a grease geyser. And adding a binder like milk powder or potato starch or any of the other binders is really gonna help keep those juices in, but we're probably still gonna have a blowout. But just get that all nice and mixed up. I've also got some fresh garlic that I'm gonna throw in with the meat when we go through the meat grinder, which we gotta do right now. Bones, why is it so heavy? A lot of people ask me why I don't have the meat logo facing forward. It's got nothing to do with the company or anything like that. It's just on my table at home. The Chud press is on this side. But yeah, there's just more room on my table at home to have it facing this direction. Out of the freezer, our meat is nice and cold, so through the grinder we go. Got the coarse dye on there today. We're gonna send it through exactly one time. It is crazy how efficient this big grinder is compared to the one I use at home. Crazy bones.
Freaking crazy.
And just like that, all ground up, nice clean grind on that. And I am now just realizing that I forgot to send this garlic through. So I'm just gonna rough chop that real quick. Now in we go with our garlic and all of our spices and get this mixed in. Ooh, it smells fennelly. I like it. And for our liquid component, I'm just going in with some water. 10% by weight. And now we're gonna mix this until it is nice and tacky. Looking just like that. Going on with some natural hog casings today. These are the 28 to 32 variety. A little bit smaller in width than some of the bigger sausage casings I've used, but I like these smaller ones, and especially for how we're gonna be coiling this up. I think having a smaller diameter is gonna work pretty well. Sheep casing would be another great option. We're just gonna tie it off and snip the tip. And now we case away. And again, we're going for one big coil here, and we're just gonna see how this goes. And immediately, the casing has a hole in it. Great. Better to find that in the beginning of the casing than halfway through. And really, we're just gonna see this thing coil up before we decide how big we want it to be. Much easier to do this than a bunch of little links, though. Tell you what, I'm thinking something like that is gonna work out just fine. I could make it bigger. It's kind of eyeing it up against the length of this skewer, but don't need it to be too gigantic. Maybe one more. Beautiful. Snip this off and tie it off at the end. And there we have it. Nice coil of sausage. Pretty tight. I did case it as I normally would, meaning nice and plump, but if you did a looser casing, you'd probably still get away with it. So now I'm gonna take this skewer here and just jam it all the way through, hopefully getting every layer. And there we have it, folks, a nice Italian sausage coil. Probably gonna send another skewer through there just to be safe. But so far, I am liking how it's looking. Looks pretty cool. Perfect thing to throw on a grill. Let's make another one. You know, on second thought, I don't think I'm gonna be cooking more than this today, so I think I'm just gonna link the rest of these up normally. Just some nice average weens. Mostly because Bones has been eating a lot of sausage sandwiches lately, and I know he'll appreciate having these around. And just like that, all cased up, we've got our coil on top and a bunch of freshly made, very simple, plump little Italian sausages. But before we go ahead and throw this on the grill, I'm gonna make a simple tomato sauce that we can top this thing with. And to get things started, into this pan, we're going in with some jowl bacon. This is some smoked jowl bacon that I picked up at the store. Ideally, I'd use some guanciale right now, but I couldn't find any of that, and I'm fresh out of the homemade stuff, so this will have to do, and I think it'll work out just fine. But pancetta would be a good substitute. Regular bacon would work, or you could just use no meat at all. This sauce would be just as fine without some bacon in it, but sounds good to me. And adding some meat on top of our meat sounds like something you should do on a barbecue channel. So I'm gonna get this crisped up and get some of that fat rendered out. And after just a couple minutes, this is looking really good, nice and crispy, so I'm gonna pull this out and drain it off on some paper towels. And I probably don't need this much bacon in the sauce, but there's a very high likelihood that I'm gonna eat a decent amount of this before it goes back in. And now into this pot with all that beautiful smoky fat. I did dump some of it out because there was a lot from that jowl, but we're gonna go in with probably half of a yellow onion. And just let that cook down for a little bit. And after just a couple minutes of sweating these down, these are looking good, nice and soft, and they're not really as dark as they appear to be. It's mostly just the fawn from the bacon that's coming up. But now we're gonna go in with that garlic we chopped up and cook that for just a minute or two, get nice and fragrant. And while it's smelling absolutely heavenly in here, we're gonna go in with 1 can of some crushed tomatoes. Also gonna go in with a splash of water, mostly just to rinse out this can, and bring that up to a simmer. And then I'm gonna go back in with some of our bacon here. Oh yeah. As well as 1 rind from some Parmesan, add some nice creaminess, as well as some basil. And now I'm gonna pop the lid on this and just let it stew away for probably the next 20 minutes or so. Let all those flavors infuse, then I'll remove both of these things and our sauce will be done. Well, we have postponed this cook on account of rain because we don't have a cover out here. But I think that gives us plenty of time for another episode of Bones Try Something Weird.
Let's do it.
What's on the menu today, buddy?
You know, on a rainy day, I want to go extra weird. I think we should do the pork brains.
Pork brains? Pork brains and milk coming up.
Pork brains with milk gravy. Ew. It looks like it's in scrambled eggs or something. Thank God.
What?
New larger size.
Oh, good. This one is by far the weirdest so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna join you.
Okay. You're lost.
I mean, I will, but I don't want to. I honestly can't put worse words together than pork brains with milk gravy.
The amount of cholesterol in this. Oh my God.
Oh. Ew. Oh no. Oh no. Dude, what are you doing?
Why is this a thing?
Do you know anything about it? Is it like...
No. I just know it's weird. Let's see, the amount of cholesterol. 1,125 milligrams, 375% of the daily value. And that's 3.5 servings in this can.
Oh my God.
Should I go for this big chunk right here?
Yeah. Oh. Are you even allowed to eat pork brains?
I don't know. You must be able to.
You're a wild man.
The consistency is weird.
You don't say.
It's not that weird.
Really?
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't taste
brainy.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't be able to tell with brain. It's just mushy. It's just like badly cooked meat.
Oh God. I don't know why we started this segment on the channel. This is the first time I'm regretting it. That's really not bad.
It tastes kind of like liver.
Yeah. The taste and texture is very similar to that cod liver we ate.
Yeah, just not as fishy.
Yeah.
It's more porky.
A little more milky.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat any more. Why would I? But I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, knocked that off the old bucket list. Rain has finally stopped. Luckily, my grill's made out of stainless steel. And on the grill we go. Got my sliding racks on there, and I think, oh, what a beautiful fit. I'm gonna try and get some color on them, but I don't want them to explode or get too dark. So I'm probably just gonna kind of keep moving them back and forth until we get the internal temp we're looking for and the color we like. Over the coals we go, shut her down, and we'll check back in a little bit. It's been, I don't know, a couple minutes. Starting to hear it sizzle, so let's see if we can flip this thing over. Ooh, that looks good. Gotta say, I'm really liking the presentation of the coil. And it's a great way to grill off a bunch of sausage all at once without having to flip over a bunch of tiny wieners. Get some color on this side and keep on cooking. Starting to get some good color, smelling really good. It's really nice being able to just kind of rotate it with these skewers in there. Looking pretty juicy. Burst a little bit, but no major flare-ups or anything. Something about the smell of Italian sausage on the grill, just very reminiscent of summertime. Gotta love summer grilling, right? All right, didn't take long on this coil, folks. Just temped it. It's right around 165 degrees, so off this comes to rest. All right, y'all, fresh off the grill. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. I like how you got different bits of char, so every bite is a new experience. But time to take out these skewers. They have done their job, and they did a great job. Held together well. Boop. And you could just slice into this and eat it right now, but we didn't make that tomato sauce for no reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make a little sausage pizza, because that just sounds really tasty. Well, it actually kind of looks like a pizza. And because it looks like pizza, might as well top it with some mozzarella cheese. And we could pop this back on the pit, we could just let it melt naturally, but I'm gonna bust out the old Chuds BBQ butane lighter. On sale now, chudsbbq.com. Looking good. I'm also gonna go on with a little Parmigiano Reggiano, because we've got it. Bones, you in a pecorino kind of mood? Well, then we'll go on with some of that as well. And then to top it all off, a little bit of parsley, just for a splash of color. And there it is, folks, the Italian sausage coil on the all-new grill. Looking very nice. All right, y'all, let's slice into this bad boy and see how it looks. It's gonna go right down the middle. What an adorable little meaty pizza. Ooh, gotta love that cross-section, bunch of wieners. That looks good, very juicy. Smells really good. I can definitely pick up on that fennel already. A lot of good flavors here, folks. We got that nice meaty sauce, all that cheese, some freshly made Italian sausages on the grill. Whipped up a very half-assed garlic bread too. This is the bread from the Italian beef video that I put some garlic butter on top, and I think it's time to dive on in. The real question is, how do you go about eating this? I think I'm just gonna cut some coins. Beautiful. Nice cheesy bite, good amount of sauce on there. Nice juicy sausage too. Nice and juicy. Let's go for it. Whoa, that is really good. Wow, with the sauce on there. That's such a juicy sausage, good Lord. And that sauce is nice and meaty. This is my kind of dish. Bones, you gotta come try this. Are you a knife and fork kind of guy, or you just wanna?
I'm just gonna go for it, because this looks really good.
The Chud shop has not smelled this good in a while. Oh, yours is big. This is funny on the inner coil. It becomes horizontal.
Got a little butt.
That's funny.
Whoa, that was so flavorful.
That's got
so
a lot
good.
going on.
What was in the sauce that's making it smoky?
Some bacon, Jell bacon.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is a lot more flavorful than I was expecting. Not sure why. It's got a lot of things going on, but that's really good. This is definitely not the easiest thing to eat and serve. It looks really good when it's in full form.
Yeah.
But practically going at it, kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you should have taken out the pizza slicer.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I had a little...
There's still time. I'm liking the sauces with sausage thing we've been doing. You know, we put the sour cream on the baked potato sausage.
Yep.
Now we got the tomato sauce on the Italian sausage. Very good.
Probably could have just done like a red sauce dip.
Yeah, that's what the inner circle looks like. It's funny. Pretty simple, one day cook, you know. Nothing to complain about here. It's Italian sausage with that red sauce is so good. I like that it's not a smoked sausage too. It's really not heavy. I mean, all the cheese on top doesn't help that factor, but it's a good eating sausage. This is just like weeknight meal all over.
Oh yeah. That char is great. That bacon and the sauce gives that a little smoke.
What do you need? Now the real question is, why would you do this instead of just making normal links? Because it's fun. I mean, it really was kind of fun to throw it on the grill. Yeah. Just like I said out there, if you're cooking for a lot of people, you know, just one thing to flip as opposed to a bunch.
Also, just showing people what you're cooking on a grill, and it's a giant coil of sausage.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty classic.
That's
cool. I've only ever seen this done in like Italian movies.
Yeah, it was in Goodfellas.
Really?
Yeah. I just watched it. That's how I know that.
Definitely keeping that sausage recipe around though. So simple, but it packs all the right flavors, you know? And with this very last bite of fresh Italian sausage, I think it's time for the official taste test. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic Italian sausage coil on the grill. I highly recommend giving this one a try. And I didn't intend on it looking like a pizza at the end, but I'm not mad about it. But this is a really fun recipe. It's very simple, pretty few ingredients. And it's always fun to take a classic sausage and try some new techniques and different preparations to add different flavors and just enjoy some summertime grilling. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!